At 65, Faye Emerson died by myself in Spain, some distance from her Hollywood fame. But that's now not even the stunning element. Her own family just showed the actual story. A shocking attempt to end herself on Christmas Day, a mystery abuse at the actor's studio, and the scandalous wardrobe malfunction that modified TV all the time. From Howard Hughes' mysterious gifts to her final days in Spain, or exposing the painful secrets and techniques America's first TV queen took to her grave. Faye Margaret Emerson changed into born on July 8, 1917, in Elizabeth, Louisiana. She became the fifth toddler of Lawrence L. Emerson and his wife Emma. Her father worked as a rancher and court stenographer. Her dad and mom marriage did not close long. When Faye became 3, they divorced, converting the root of her adolescence. After the separation, she moved frequently. In 1924, she lived with her father and stepmother in Chicago, but existence stored moving. When she became 10, she relocated to San Diego, California to live with her mom. This circulate introduced some balance, although challenges remained. Faye attended Point Loma High School in San Diego. Her mother later enrolled her in the Academy of San Luis Rey, a Catholic convent boarding college in Oceanside. It became there that she first observed a love for acting. At the time, it had become just an hobby, but that spark might shape her complete destiny. After excessive school, she spent 12 months at San Diego State College. While reading, she had become involved in local theater. She joined the San Diego Community Theater and the St. James Repertory Theater, taking element in inventory theater productions. These early performances were small, however, they gave her revelin and confidence. Pursuing appearing wasn't easy, especially during the Great Depression. She struggled financially and worked hard to aid herself even as chasing her dream. In 1935, she made her degree debut in Russet Mantle. It turned into a modest beginning, however. It marked the first step in a profession that could soon lead her to Hollywood. Faye Emerson's journey into Hollywood started with the aid of danger, but it changed the path of her lifestyles. In 1941, at the same time as appearing in an inventory theater manufacturing in California, she struck the attention of a Warner Brothers talent scout. At the time, she changed into nonetheless finding her way as an actress after studying at San Diego State College. That one performance caused a settlement with Warner Brothers, one in every of the largest studios of the generation. Her early years in Hollywood had been spent in small roles, appearing in films like Manpower and Blues Within the Night, each released in 1941. These components have been minor, but they gave her revel in front of the camera and a threat to understand the demands of the film enterprise. Warner Brothers, continually looking for sparkling skills, saw her capability and gave her larger possibilities. That identical 12 months, she landed extra extensive roles in Bad Men of Missouri and 9 Lives Are Not Enough, marking the start of her rise in the studio machine. In 1942, she were given her first starring function in Lady Gangster, a criminal offense melodrama, and a remake of the 1933 movie Ladies They Talk About, which had at the start starred Barbara Stanwyck. Emerson performed Dorothy Burton, a financial institution robber caught. For the duration of a failed getaway, sent to prison, had to navigate betrayals from each fellow inmates and old allies. The movie observed her struggles, her resilience, and her dedication to get away after studying that her former gang deliberately to harm the man she loved. In a bold circulate, she broke out of jail disguised inside the warden's clothes, proving she turned into as smart as she was tough. Her overall performance balanced energy and vulnerability, displaying that she ought to deliver a film as its lead. Lady Gangster became a low-price range B film, but it became a critical step in her profession. The following year, she starred in Air Force, one of the maximum full-size movies of 1943. Directed with the aid of Howard Hawks, the movie accompanied the crew of a B-17 bomber named Mary Ann as they completed risky missions inside the Pacific at some stage in World War II. Inspired by way of real activities, Air Force changed into made to enhance morale after the assault on Pearl Harbor. Emerson played the wife of co-pilot Bill Williams, adding emotional intensity to a tale ruled by using struggle and motion. Though her function becomes small, it gave audiences a reminder of the non-public sacrifices made via families back home. The film, released on February 3, 1943, turned into produced with close cooperation from the U.S. Army Air Forces and even featured real plane from Hendricks Army Airfield to make the warfare scenes as practical as possible. Critics praised its gripping storytelling, and it have become one of Warner Brothers' only wartime dramas. For Emerson, it became every other step in the direction of more prominent roles. In 1944, she introduced one in all her excellent performances in The Mask of Demetrius, a film noir directed via Jean Negulesco. The film, based on Eric Ambler's novel, followed a mystery writer, performed by Peter Lorre, who had become passionate about uncovering the lifestyles of the enigmatic criminal Demetrius Makropoulos. Emerson performed Irana Prevesa, one in every of Demetrius's former enthusiasts, a lady who had as soon as fallen for his charm, but have been left betrayed and heartbroken. As a nightclub proprietor, Irana had seen the darker aspect of existence, and Emerson delivered that world-weary first class to the person. Her performance depended on diffused expressions and body language, making Irana experience both pleasing and deeply wounded. Though she had less display time than Sidney Greenstreet, Peter Lorre, or Zachary Scott, her presence left a lasting effect. Her scenes, set in opposition to smoky cabaret backdrops, captured the essence of classic movie noir, full of thriller, deception, and ethical ambiguity. Faye Emerson by no means have become as famous as a number of her contemporaries, however. She constructed a profession on strong, memorable performances. She moved between B films and better profile movies, bringing intelligence and depth to her roles. Faye Emerson had already observed success in Hollywood with the aid of the past due 1940s. However, television becomes still a new and unsure medium. Most movie stars prevented it, uncertain if it is able to in-shape the glamour of movie. Emerson noticed things differently. In 1948, she stepped into the sector of TV, and quick became one in every of its first essential stars. She didn't just seem on TV, she embraced it. Her first roles covered hosting Paris Cavalcade of Fashions, a show that mixed fashion with amusement, and starring in anthology series just like the Chevrolet Teletheater and the Philco Television Playhouse. These programs were still a part of TV's experimental segment, yet Emerson's confidence and aura made her stand out. 12 months later, she took things a step similarly. The Faye Emerson Show debuted, first on CBS and afterward NBC. Running till 1952, it was one of the earliest overdue night communique shows and helped outline the layout lengthy before Johnny Carson or Steve Allen became household names. Emerson's display wasn't just about celebrity interviews. It featured cultural discussions, audience letters, and surprising moments that stored viewers engaged. One of the maximum talked-about episodes blanketed Douglas Fairbanks Jr., demonstrating sword-fighting strategies with university fencers. These moments made the display experience fresh and unpredictable. Emerson wasn't simply studying off a script, she was creating a communication. While her appeal and intelligence received over audiences, her fashion alternatives made headlines. She had a signature style, stylish gowns, often low-cut, always glamorous. Some found her clothing too daring for TV, but in addition, they set her apart. In one now infamous broadcast, her robes slipped on air, inflicting a minor scandal and sending newspaper gossip columns into a frenzy. But Emerson never let controversy outline her. She carried herself with self-belief, proving that TV could be both glamorous and complicated. By 1950, television became nevertheless, in its early days, only 12% of American households owned a TV, consistent with the census. That means her target audience turned into extraordinarily small, however influential. The human beings looking have been, often nicely off and eager to embody the contemporary traits. Emerson's presence gave television an experience of prestige. She wasn't only a host, she changed into one of the first real TV stars. That's how she earned the nickname, the First Lady of Television. It wasn't pretty much how frequently she appeared on display. It was approximately what she represented. Her poise and intelligence set an excessive general for television hosts. She didn't turn away from extreme topics, both. In a 1951 mailbag segment, a viewer criticized her for discussing politics on air. Her response was easy, but company is everybody's business. It was moments like this that made her extra than just a glamorous discern. She had something to say, and he or she wasn't afraid to say it. Her personality made her a really perfect in shape for the growing recognition of sport indicates. Unlike latest sports shows which recognition on big prizes, those inside the 50s were all approximately persona. Emerson have become a everyday panelist on To Tell the Truth and What's My Line, where celebrities tried to bet contestants' unusual occupations by means of asking clever questions. Emerson changed into short-witted and playful, balancing humor with sharp observations. She did not simply sit lower back, she became an energetic, a part of the communication, which made her a fan favorite. These appearances, most effective, delivered to her reputation as one of television's maximum versatile competencies. In 1951, she took on a brand new assignment with Faye Emerson's Wonderful Town, a half-hour range display that aired on CBS till 1952.